in 1980, I embarked on the backpacking years, as I call them. So I spent a couple of years in Israel on a kibbutz, and this was me with some of my young drunken friends. If anybody's ever heard of a kibbutz, it's a certain sort of economic community that's in Israel, and in the economics these days have changed from how they were 30 odd years ago when I was there. But when I was there, it was the peak of the experience to be on a kibbutz. It was operating at its prime, so it was magnificent, and I spent 2 years on the environment, and it really shaped the way I started to view the world. And then I travelled around a bit more, and then I found myself in Western Australia, where, as it happens, I do have a home, but back then I was just a backpacker. And I spent quite a bit of time selling encyclopedias from door to door, and never sold any, but did spend a really important part of my life when I was working on a wheat and sheep farm, where I spent 4 months during seeding season putting the crop into the ground. And this meant that I had to spend 13, 14, 15 hours a day in a tractor going around a very large field with nobody to talk to. And the only local radio station that we've got serves 2,000 people, so there was absolutely nothing to listen to. And because I spent all these hours going around and around and around and around, I started to think about life. And I thought, well, here I am, I'm 21 years of age, and I've been travelling since I was 17. And I've had all these experiences, I've done all these things, and you know, life's kind of okay, but I can't travel forever. So, you know, what's the next step for me? And instead of thinking that, I sort of looked back, and then I realised that I thought, hang on a minute. Since I was 17 to where I am now, really what I've been doing is I've been setting goals for myself, and I've been achieving them. And so when I understood that that's kind of like what I was really doing, it was really logical for me to think, well, okay, I can't travel forever. What does the next stage in my life look like? Well, what's the highest thing that I think I'm capable of achieving? And, you know, what does that involve? So I thought, well, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm either going to be a doctor or a lawyer, and I'm going to go to Oxford or Cambridge. Okay, so that's the next step in my life. So I had this awareness that I thought, well, that's what's coming next. I'm going to enjoy myself and finish the rest of my travels and find my way back to the United Kingdom, and I would join that system, and that would be, you know, the next stage of my life. But as when I left Australia, I met some interesting people in Thailand who said, you should go to Japan because you can teach English in Japan, and you can get paid quite a lot of money. And there's ways to get immigration status, so, you know, go and do it. So I thought, okay, I'll do that. So I went there, and actually it worked out brilliantly for me. So I was hired by Berlitz School of Languages, and I spent 3.5 years working for Berlitz in Osaka, and saved all the money that I needed for my education. So I was ready for the next stage of my life.